Hi there. I see you you caught us playing NBA 2K21 here in Will's basement. A beautiful basement it is, and a wonderful Saturday here in Colorado Springs to celebrate with Will, who is San's children and wife this weekend. They're at a wedding in Kansas.
Yeah.
And so we are sitting here in his basement celebrating Will's soon-to-be birthday coming up on Monday, right?
Yeah, Monday.
Tim, how do you like 2K21 there?
I enjoy it. I actually purchased it for my PS4.
Okay, cool.
Created a guy, kind of figure things out.
Started
my own person.
Yeah. So
kind of figuring it out. I tried playing with the Nuggets right away. Really struggled, so I was like, I'll just create a dude and kind of fiddle around for a little bit before I start a franchise.
Is that a life lesson? Like create somebody and then start to figure it out? Or did you start figuring your lives out before you created another person?
I don't think I figured out my life, Dave.
Before we created life?
Yeah, before we created another person,
Yeah.
had we figured out our lives at that point, or are we still kind of navigating the waters of?
I will say I thought I had life figured out. Then I had a child, and that was not true.
It changes everything, Tim.
Oh, it's a game changer for sure.
I'm just gonna mute this because while I like
Jamal's
dribbling. All right, cool. Well, gentlemen, what about last night, man? Huh?
Mm-hmm.
How fun was that?
A lot of fun.
I mean, how fun was that?
We needed it. I wish we could play Cleveland every other day.
Right?
Get our confidence up.
Is there a point in that game where you're like, Jamal is barbecue chicken right now? Was there a point, was there a certain shot or a certain time in the game?
It was that fourth quarter.
Yeah.
That fourth quarter deep three, when he was just coming off that dribble on that left corner, like 45.
He had a hell of a game.
Oh my goodness. So, he was already hot at that point, but then you were like, uh-oh. The point where I was like, the guy feels unconscious is where he pulled up for like a Trae Young three on a fast break. I was like, okay, well now he's really feeling it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all good, man.
Impressive. I mean, it was 50 points, 21 for 25 from the field, 8 for 10 from three, 84%. The only other person to score 50 points and have 84% shooting was Wilt Chamberlain. And no player has done it except for Jamal Murray without shooting a free throw.
Yeah.
Score 50 points. So he's the first person to score 50 points without a free throw.
That was amazing.
Want another cool stat, guys?
This dude was out there at the ball.
There's only 3 duos in the history of the NBA who have had 2 50-point scores in the same month, and both of them did it under the age of 25 or 25 and younger. The Nuggets are one of those 3 duos. That's pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
What are the other duos?
It was the logo and some other Laker together.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't recognize the name. And then the other one was really surprising. It was, who was it? It was like Jackson, and it was like from our youth, from the 90s, like a Charlotte Hornets team.
Like Glenn Rice?
No, who was it? It was like
Del Curry.
No, I do like Del Curry though. That guy could shoot, man. Who's the greatest Nugget shooter of all time? Because I have one more stat I want to share with you before we really get going.
Nugget shooter of
all time. The greatest Nugget shooter. Just shooter.
Shooter?
Just shooter.
Man, I don't know. Like field goal percentage wise from 3. I have no idea. That's a great question.
Scott Hastings.
Scott Hastings
was not. No. That was not
Issel.
Oh, I don't. I'm just asking your.
David
I'm
Thomas?
asking your opinion.
Yeah.
I'm just asking your opinion.
Just
Robert Pack.
Nah, he wasn't like a shooter. He was more of a scorer.
Probably Abdul Rauf.
Mahmoud Abdul Rauf.
J.R. Smith.
Here's the stat. No. J.R. Smith. Do you like chucking? Then yes. All right. So here's the stat. I'm going to jinx it right now, and I got this from Chris Marlowe. Okay. Right now, Jokic, I believe, has the second longest streak of consecutive made free throws. He's at 43 right now.
Wow.
what Nugget has the longest streak of consecutive made free throws? And yes, one of us happens to own that Nuggets jersey.
Melo.
No.
Is he currently playing?
No.
Chauncey Billups.
Well, he plays in the Big Three league.
Kenya Martin.
No. Rauf. Yep. Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf. Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf hit 84 free throws in a row.
In a row? Holy shit.
He was such a good free throw shooter.
Oh, yeah. The NBA record, by the way, is 101. 101 free throws in a row. But Mahmoud, 84.
Curry?
I don't know who had the record. This is a Nuggets show. Am I supposed to have global perspective here?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, man. Crazy stuff. Barbecue chicken on fire last night. So much fun. We needed that from him. Honestly, he's played well the last 6 games or so.
Yeah.
6. The last 5, he's scored at least 20 points.
Yeah, I think.
I mean, he's averaging career best. It's just, again, we want that consistency from Murray, right?
This past week, he's
we really
been
hope
consistent.
he'd be an all-star this year, and I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be an all-star. But
he wasn't good enough early on, but he started this last week. He was very consistent.
Yeah, dude.
He scored 20 points in the last 20 points 3 games, and he scored 30 then 50. So the last 5 games, he's been real consistent. And that 6th game before that, he started feeling it a little bit.
Does this have to do with how he's feeling health-wise, like mentally, physically? You think he's?
Yeah, for sure. I think he's. I mean, just look at his legs last night. I was able to create spacing with that fadeaway. It just looked a lot like he was able to use his legs a lot more, and you could just tell when he has his legs under him, he just has that confidence like we saw in the bubble.
Yeah.
I actually got some nostalgia after that 50-point drop and watched Game 6 highlights against Utah.
Yeah.
When he dropped that other 50.
Similar sort of.
Man, he was just attacking the rim and just the step back threes, and then just like very similar to last night coming off screens, just like, one step, boom. I have such a good step back, as you can tell.
Oh, yeah. Well, you got to fake him out with his shoulders. Yeah. Now, we know as defenders, the hips don't lie, but good people will utilize their shoulders and their head to fake people out, man.
He's just so fun to watch when he's like that. I think that's why our second episode, I said he was one of my favorite players, because when he goes off, it's just really fun.
There's not a lot. There haven't been a lot of Nuggets who are able to do that.
I thought it was great in the 4th quarter when you hit a shot and just turned to the Cavs bench and talk some shit and then
dance.
Yeah, he did a little dance.
Well, like before he even did the dance, he was hitting shots and like looking over to their bench and laughing and saying shit. And then he hit that 1-3 right in front of their bench and did their little Irish jig, as Scott Hastings called it.
An Irish jig?
That's what Scott Hastings called it, not me.
That's what Scott called it.
Oh, my goodness.
Best broadcaster ever.
Oh, yeah. Chris Marlowe not.
Yeah.
Chris Marlowe is not.
He's frustrating.
Very frustrating.
He gives out statistics about free throws and how many people make in the middle of them shooting free throws.
In a giant free throw
jinx.
Yeah. He even admitted it. He was like, I probably am jinxing him, but 43 in a row, man. We have 2 of the best players when Jamal is on in the entire league. And the problem is, the thing that makes me a little nervous, guys, here, and let's just be real. Jamal's playing better, as we have said here, over the past 5-6 games. He's playing much better.
Yeah.
And we're not winning. You know what I mean? So Jamal's playing well. Jokic is still playing well, and we've been dropping games.
We need that 3rd guy. And last night, for the first half, even though he made dumb mistakes on defense and some bonehead plays on offense, that man was the guy we rag on a lot, MPJ.
Yeah, MPJ had a good game last night. If he scores 20 in a game, I think we win that game. I would love to see a stat on if MPJ scores 20 or more.
What's our record?
What's our record? I guarantee it's a winning record. I would assume it's a record that is well in our favor, right? Like well over 500.
He came to play last night. MPJ started 4 for 4 from the field. Including 1-3.
Yep.
Jamal started 4 for 4 as well. As a team, we started 12 for 12. So we kind of, obviously, we're playing a team that is not nearly as good as some of the others we've been playing.
And the way they're treating Drummond is awful, by the way.
Yes. But we came ready to play, and MPJ showed up. What did he have? He had 21 points in the first half. He didn't do much in the second, but he got to that 20-point mark you were talking about.
Yeah. What I liked about his game last night, and Will and I were talking about this at the very beginning, he worked inside out. So
Mhm.
instead of coming into the game and just immediately jacking up a three, his first bucket was a ball fake drive to the hoop for a layup.
Yeah.
His next bucket was a mid-range. It was a ball fake mid-range jumper.
Yeah.
And then his third bucket, after getting those two, his third bucket was the three, and that was good. And then he worked back inside for his fourth bucket. And so when he's unpredictable in that sense, but you also gives you confidence, man. That's like one of the golden rules of basketball is don't just step on the court and start jacking threes, right? And I know you're a professional basketball player and you have a great shot and you should trust that shot and you should have confidence in it that it's going to go in every single time. I get that. But there's something to be said about gaining that confidence, seeing the ball go through the hoop, and then working your way out. And I was just proud of MPJ for the way he started the game last night in that manner instead of just chucking stuff. He did get a little overconfident at one point. Do you remember that three where he came off a screen?
He didn't square up. He had a chance to square up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And he shot it off balance and kicked his legs out. And I'm just like, dude, just gather yourself and, play within. But, I guess he was feeling it. Not like barbecue chicken, though, man. Oh, my goodness.
He needs to set his feet. He kind of gets happy feet over anxious when he's open.
Mm-hmm.
Like it comes off a screen when he's open instead of like it happened, like you said, on that bad shot. That wasn't necessarily a good shot. But then the next three that he took, again, set his feet and then knocked it down.
Yep.
Like, just take your time a little bit, MPJ. Yes, you're tall enough. And like you said, with his size, he feels like every shot's a good shot.
Right.
But, I mean, he's taking some pretty bad shots this year.
Yeah,
but, again, he's still learning. But if he plays well, we play better. We need JaMychal Green to kind of join that. Like his 3-point percent. I'm curious in the last 10 games what JaMychal's 3-point percentage has been. I feel like it's dropped significantly because he came out hot when he started.
Oh, he's dropped
after the injury, came out hot, and now he's kind of declining. He got hurt last night, so another injury.
Oh man, remember I was freaking out at Michael Malone first. I thought he took a quick timeout. I was like, "Don't freak out, Malone! What the hell are you doing?
We were both like, what are you doing? That's a little quick trigger.
You're overreacting."
Oh, he got hurt.
Yeah, Green got hurt.
Green got hurt.
Yeah. So he's actually taking care of his player. Whoops.
Has anybody seen the update on Green? What did he hurt last night?
Shoulder contusion.
Okay, so he might be out for 3-4 games, maybe. Shoulder bruise.
Shoulder bruise will be fine.
He's tough.
Yeah, he's a tough dude. I'm not worried about him.
He is tough. You're right. Probably our toughest player.
Yeah, I don't know. What was cool to watch last night was Hartenstein step up when.
I think that's bullshit that he got a technical.
Oh yeah,
He didn't start anything. He just got in McGee's face and was like, "Dude, that's fucked
That was
up."
What a bad foul by McGee, man.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Dumb foul.
And then you give Hartenstein a T.
You give him a T for
They
protecting.
said he instigated.
Instigated.
He instigated.
No, he
Instigated.
The word I thought it was
instigated. It was
I
instigated.
thought they said he instigated something.
Because they went right to the ref during the feed, which is kind of cool.
He takes
When
it
they show
down.
that stuff. Yeah.
Takes him down. He goes face to face. RJ comes over and shares some words with a guy about his height, and that was it. I don't feel like that was instigating.
I mean, he could have pushed him.
They went chest to chest. That was a teammate standing up for a teammate after a bullshit foul.
Yeah.
That did not deserve to be. That was a bad call by the officials to give Hartenstein a technical.
Yeah, he didn't shove anyone. He didn't push anyone. He just wanted to let JaVale know that you don't do that.
No, yeah.
Yeah, you don't do that to my teammates.
The dude's a role player, man. $1,500 is a lot for him to get a T.
We're lucky MPJ didn't get hurt. Did you see his leg?
Yeah.
I was like worried to go like, oh, there goes an ACL.
Yeah, there goes his career again.
I was like, oh, there goes an ACL because of bullshit. JaVale McGee.
Oh my goodness, JaVale. But that was good stuff, man. Even though he got the T for it, I was happy to see. You don't see that a lot in the NBA.
No, he stood up for his teammate as you should.
I thought that was cool.
What about Faku's ridiculous buzzer beater where he just he's sideways and hold up and just swish.
Hey, went in.
Yeah.
Look.
Yeah, he's been playing well as well. Faku the last 5-6 games has also stepped up.
He has.
And that's what makes me nervous about our win total the last 5-6 games is that maybe I'm overreacting a little bit because we lost 2 on the road at the beginning of a road trip. And if we end up winning tomorrow, it's a 2-2 road trip. We come back home for a couple tough games, then we go back out on the road. But maybe I'm overreacting a little bit. I guess if you go 2-2 on the road on an East Coast swing, you'd like to go 3-1, right? I mean, what was frustrating was the Celtics game, honestly.
For both games, I think what's frustrating is you come out playing well in the first quarter, and then it just it's usually our third quarter El Guapo. It's been our second quarter lately.
Yes, it has.
Second quarter's been bad the last couple games, and man, I mean, we were up by 20 against the Wizards.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then up by like 10 against the Celtics.
Yeah.
And man, both games definitely frustrating for sure to kind of jump around on each game. I was pretty frustrated by the calls on Hampton in the Celtics game. Like,
Well, just in
clearly,
general.
like, played great defense against Tatum, and they called him about, but man, he was just getting ripped, and he was playing. I felt like he was playing good defense.
You know what's fun to watch is if you don't pay attention, watch RJ just fly around the court. He challenges every shot. He does not let a dude shoot an open shot. And
Or
it
tries
may
to
not
get tries to get every rebound.
Yeah, and Facu
Kind of
does.
annoyingly to other like
Right.
bigs, like there's like, hey man, I got it.
Facu does the same thing defensively, but he's 5'11". You know what I mean? So you don't see the length. But
No,
RJ
he's
does the
still-
same thing.
Facu still does his thing.
Oh no,
Even
absolutely.
though he's 5'11". But
Yeah.
RJ does. RJ, in a couple of years, man, RJ's going to be our guy. Like,
He could be a great two-way player.
we won't have Barton, and so he'll step in a bit. We may still have Gary, I don't know, but he'll step up into a shooting guard role. You'll have MPJ out there as well.
He does remind me of a more athletic, potentially better offensive player at some point, Aaron Aflalo.
Mm-hmm.
Same size, same length, same energy.
Can knock down an open shot.
Yeah.
I just want to see that dude dunk, though.
Oh man, I want to see.
I want to see him get a breakaway. I want to see them pass it up to him on a breakaway. And I'm just looking for that 360 windmill, man.
Here's your thought, or I need your thoughts on this, Tim.
Mhm.
My boy Miller sent me a text
Miller!
after the Wizards game,
Mhm.
and he said, "All right, I'm done with MPJ. Trade him, and let's just focus on RJ as our future." Do you have thoughts on that? Now, this was before the game last night, obviously.
As your third piece.
Yeah.
He's not quite the scorer. In my eyes, he's not quite the scoring threat that MPJ is.
Yeah, it's not
Now,
a bucket yet.
But the thing is MPJ is very inconsistent, and MPJ doesn't do well on defense.
Yeah.
MPJ has a lot of turnovers.
Team defense.
He's got weak hands. He just
He
drops
does, yeah.
balls all the time. So I can see where you want to go all in on RJ right now and just get rid of MPJ. I think that might be a little too early, just because MPJ is a little further along in the progression of offensively
Mhm.
in the league compared to RJ. I do think RJ on the defensive end is better and less of a liability
Oh,
than
absolutely.
MPJ.
Yeah.
Because I had in my notes, I had a lot of praises for the way MPJ was playing, and then I just started dogging him because he started just doing stupid shit on the defensive end, and he had a couple dumb turnovers, and he's just real frustrating. And we want to give him the benefit of the doubt that he's young.
Yeah.
And so is RJ.
I think MPJ is flashy, whether it's offense or defense. Now, what I mean by that is like these chase down blocks, like these
Oh, he wants to
backside
be,
blocks. But I mean, Scott Hastings all the time just goes, man, just be in position,
Right.
and always rips MPJ for like being just a little late in his help defense. I think he is still learning and done a better job, but again, like to your guys' point, it just comes natural to Hampton and Najee.
Mhm.
They're better defenders already.
Already.
And we're going to need them for our future. So, but to get rid of MPJ, I think next year is going to be a real telling thing for us. The rest of this season, obviously, too, and what happens the next 2 years for MPJ if we're going to trade him or not. I have a feeling that he's not going to want to stick around.
Whatever.
Eventually.
I mean, if that's his attitude, that's fine. But I am totally cool right now, and I love the way MPJ played.
That's
last
a little, like I'm not overreacting. You're overreacting.
night. Yeah.
We don't know what our future holds with MPJ and potential contracts. And
But I do, if I may, for just one
Mhm.
second, I do right now want to put him and Bull together and send Barton, someone willing to eat up that contract.
we were talking about this yesterday.
Yeah, and I'll send a draft pick for Kelly Oubre or for who's the Hachimura from freaking the Wizards. After watching that, I'm like,
You probably don't need to give that much for Hachimura.
no, you probably don't. But I'm just saying, I'm willing to set up that trade package to entice someone to just bite a little bit.
MPJ is our best trade bait right now.
Yes.
Him being the headliner and teaming him with somebody or picks, but he's our best trade bait at this moment in time.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you have gun talent for less money, everybody's going to want a piece of that.
Mhm.
For when you get that next, I get it. We always hear the Beal trades. I think that's the biggest one we always hear. But I don't think that's happening. I don't think Washington wants to let him go.
No.
And he doesn't want to leave Washington. He hasn't said that he wanted a trade.
All right. Another quick question.
Yeah, did it.
Another quick question. Is Faku a Minnie Mouse version of Manu Ginobili? Last night I was like,
thank you.
I mean, there's a lot of similarities in their games, man.
I think it's kind of hilarious. Is last week we were kind of upset with Faku's what he's been putting out there, and then since then he's just balled out.
Yeah,
he's doing what you want a backup point guard to do. He can come in, he can facilitate, he plays defense, he hustles from end to end, and he had like 3 or 4. I think he had 3 games in a row of 15 points. And last night he had 10 points. So he's scoring in double digits. He's hitting some threes. He's attacking the basket more.
Yeah, he's starting to finish at the rim, or at least drop fouls.
He's finding out how to play in the NBA.
Right.
Obviously he did great things when he was playing overseas at a high level, but the NBA is a whole nother element compared to European basketball. Mm-hmm. And I think he's talented enough. Yes, he's 5'11", but he's talented enough to play in the NBA.
Contribute.
And I think we're starting to see that. And I'm happy we have him locked in for a couple of years.
You know what's really cool is, and we talked about this early on in our Bros on Nuggs stuff, but you remember we were like, we brought in so many dudes, and you know what's cool is those dudes have had to contribute. Like,
we've had injuries.
Zeke has had to contribute. RJ's had to contribute.
Yeah.
Faku's had to contribute a lot. These are rookies. I mean, I know Faku's not really a rookie, but these are rookies, right? Contributing a lot to a team that currently sits 7th in the West, which is like the worst place to sit because you do not want to be a part of those play-in games.
Well, you don't want to be a part of the game. You don't want to play the Lakers in the first round.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
And right now, that's who you'd face.
Well, yeah.
But I was going to talk about this when we got to the Lakers game. But Anthony Davis and LeBron together, very tough to beat.
Oh, yeah.
Only one of them.
Beatable. Yes.
Easily, hands down beatable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We'll talk about the Lakers. I kind of wanted to.
No, I know you did.
We'll work our way back and get to the Lakers because what a fun game that was, man.
Great
to just crush them.
I love when Baby Bron cries.
Yeah. Oh man,
it brings me such joy.
And he needs his pacifier.
Pleasure. Yeah, he needs more than my daughter.
Yeah, LeBron James. Okay. Let's take a break here. I'm not overreacting. You're overreacting. Oh, well.
So I was thinking about what if I wanted to make it specifically Nuggets, but with the All-Star break looming, and I think this is something I was even thinking about last week, was All-Star voting is kind of a joke. Klay Thompson had more All-Star votes than Donovan Mitchell?
Right.
Like, what? What is this? And then, Dame Lillard, in my opinion, should have been a starter over Luka, but the fan vote was the deciding vote. Yeah, I mean, I think we all agree that All-Star voting is a joke. You remember when Yao Ming was always a starter, even when he had a crappy year or like another center played better.
Even when Tim Duncan,
dude, Yao Ming's a starter. It's all because of all the China votes. Oh man, All-Star vote it's a joke.
Yeah.
It's a fucking joke, man.
Well, it's cool because at least China was exercising some.
All the China votes.
Damn China votes.
Well,
I'm sorry.
You got Timmy.
I don't know why I'm laughing so hard.
You got Timmy good.
Well, they don't really get.
I sound very Republican.
I think
it got me crying. That was bad. Sorry, I went off on my own.
I'm trying to vote. Sorry, guys.
Oh my lord, that's really funny. I lost it. I'm sorry, guys. Be professional. Bringing it back in, reeling it
It's
in.
fun.
Well,
Well, I'm not overreacting. You're overreacting. All-star voted as a joke.
well, the reason the China votes so much for the All-Stars because they can't vote in real life, so that was them practicing democracy. All right.
I'm sorry. Well, you brought up Yao Ming. Have you seen that clip of Shaq talking about Yao Ming?
Yes, yeah. It's gone viral.
Yeah. Did you see it? Well,
No,
you haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it. And he goes. For years. He's like, I thought there was a language barrier there, and then one day he did this nice move on me and hit a shot, and I was like, nice shot. And Yao Ming looked at me and goes, thanks, Shaq. And Shaq was like, what? You speak English? And Shaq and Yao Ming goes, of course. You just never speak to me. You gotta look it up, Shaq.
Yeah,
It's really funny.
It's funny.
It was really funny.
Of course, you just never speak to me.
Tim, I'm not overreacting. You're overreacting.
Well, I will agree with Will that NBA voting for is a joke.
It is a joke.
I'm not overreacting. You're overreacting. I don't think I have one, man.
That's such a downer.
If you want me to reach, mine was going to be Faku is going to be an integral part of our future. And I may be overreacting on this, but I honestly think the last few weeks, I mentioned this a second ago, the way he's been playing is kind of showing me he's going to figure out the league. I don't think he's ever going to be a starter in the league, but I think he's going to be dangerous off the bench. And obviously we already have Monte, but we have been able to play Monte with Faku with Jamal, and Jamal with Faku. You know, we've been able to play all 3 rounds, and I like our point guard. I think we have the 3 greatest point guard tandem in the league. There you go.
The most point guard depth.
Most point guard depth. I mean, you go from Jamal to
Monte.
Morris, and then you bring in Faku. And I'm not worried about either 3 of those guys bringing the ball up. Do they all make dumb mistakes at times? Yes, but I think I guess I'm not overreacting. You're overreacting. We have the greatest tandem of point guards in the league.
Trio.
I'm
not overreacting.
Tricka.
I'm not overreacting. You're overreacting. Jamal Murray has the best offensive game in the NBA.
Who?
When he's on, man, he's deadly from inside and outside.
When he plays like last night, if you could just do that, yeah, it's when he feels it, he goes atomic. Is what I call it.
Tim, you're not
Atomic.
gonna believe this. You're not. But I looked at Will like halfway through the 4th. I was like, he's gonna get his 50th on a dunk.
You
Called
know
it?
I called
That's
it on that
awesome.
dunk.
Yeah.
I loved how we were up and like they started coming back just a little bit because like 3 possessions in a row, we were just like, get 50, Jamal. Get 50, Jamal. I loved his 50th point, that dunk.
The dunks.
Timeout. Get everybody out.
Yeah, immediately everyone's out.
We're getting him his 50.
All right.
Which is crazy because he scored 50 a couple times in the playoffs. And so it's nice to see him do it. Now I want to see him play like that against a good team.
And Jokic had another triple-double, right?
Yes, he did. Which they took away one of his assists for a moment.
That's what I thought.
They took it away and they gave it back. On that 3 where Jamal nailed it and danced, they took away Jokic's triple-double for a few seconds.
Why?
Because the NBA sucks. They don't like it. They don't like that Jokic is so good. They just keep screwing him over.
Oh, dude.
They like quesadillas.
Well, who doesn't like a good quesarito?
I miss enchiladas.
Oh, I miss enchiladas. So
Enchiladas were great.
So
now,
and then you take your queso, or you take your quesadilla, and you dipped it in the leftover sauce.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So enchiladas are my favorite at Taco Bell, but they've been gone now for like 5 years.
Are they bringing them back?
No, but I had a former student who was a manager at Taco Bell in Woodland, and he was like, "Hey man, if you come, I'll make you an enchilada." So I did get an enchilada a couple years ago.
Nice.
Even though you can't get them anymore.
Legit.
Really good.
Yeah. And then you take the
That
sauce.
red sauce, man. They got a good red sauce.
Yeah, and you just dip whatever else you're eating in it.
Yeah.
Burrito or
Today's
Nachos,
show
whatever you
is
got.
brought to you by Taco Bell. Taco Bell. Product placement with Taco Bell. Can we talk about the Wizards game for a little bit?
No.
Okay, you want to skip that?
No.
Bertans. Davis Bertans.
Okay.
Yes. Let's trade for him.
That's what what I'm
That
saying.
dude was on fire,
If
man.
that's-
he didn't
that's
have
how
an
he shoots.
outlandish contract, it would be perfect for us. That's exactly what we
But
need.
that's how that guy shoots all the time. There's a reason they paid him that outlandish contract
Yeah.
because he is the best 3-point shooter in
when he's
the
on,
NBA.
when he's on, man, that dude was crazy.
It wasn't even
He was
close.
cra- He was like 8 for 8 at one point.
Oh, he was. I mean, when he shot the ball, you knew it was going in.
Yeah.
Except down the stretch, and I was like, Jamal Green, don't foul him, don't foul him, don't foul him, and then he fouled him.
That was a dumb foul.
Oh, and then the next one was also a dumb foul.
That dude can ball.
Bertrand's?
Yeah,
he can
catching
shoot.
ball.
He can shoot. Man.
He can shoot.
I mean, it was nice to have Monte and Gary back.
Yeah, it was. And then Gary re-injures himself. Which,
Yeah.
But I told you guys, you don't just come back from muscle tears. And I think we tried to force Gary back. Or he insisted on playing, which is cool.
Well, the thing is in our losses, what hurts us is not our offense.
Right.
Overall, it's our defense.
We gave up 125 points to the Wizards.
Yeah, they kept on running Computer Blue.
Computer blue.
It's a Chappelle show joke.
Oh,
It's
is that the Prince
pretty
episode?
random. Yeah, it's just like Computer Blue. Sorry,
That's okay.
randomness from Will. But
I mean, we scored 41 points in the first quarter, and it just went downhill from there.
yeah,
The second quarter, we got outscored 46-23. So you have a great first quarter. Our second quarter was our El Guapo. And then, like I've said in the past episodes, is they got up to us, they caught up, they started getting a lead, and instead of running our offense and attacking and going through Jokic and actually doing what the Nuggets do well, we just came down and started just chucking up threes. And we're not that team.
yeah.
We're not that team that can just
We're
run
not
down
a
there and
shooting
chuck
team
up
to do
threes.
that. Yeah, we got to create, attack the rim to create open
We
shots.
can hit threes, but our game is get the ball to Jokic, do some pick and rolls, attack the basket. It's not just sit there and chuck up threes. And that's what happened in the Wizards game is we got into that mindset on offense. Finally, we were able to attack, so we got back into it. But that was a really, in my mind, I saw us going 3-1 on this road trip, and that Wizards loss is the one that kind of threw
the whole thing off.
the whole thing.
Yeah, you're not. You want to beat Boston, especially like you guys mentioned. I think you're up 12 in the first, and at halftime you're up 10, maybe.
Yeah.
But and so you're thinking, oh, well, maybe we steal one from Boston, but you're not. Like of all the games on the road trip, you're like, we might.
Boston could be a tough game.
We might concede this Boston game. But yeah, the Wizards game makes it really hard, and we were so lucky we got rescheduled to go play the Cavs. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just it hurts because we're the 7th team in the West, and to go out east, and the West has such a great record against the East this season. To go out there and drop 2 games instead of just 1,
Yeah.
that hurts us because we need to jump up those standings. I get the West is tough. A lot of good teams play good basketball right now.
Well, you're not. I don't believe we can finish in the top 3. I don't think that's happening. But what we need to do is make sure that we don't finish 7th or 8th because you don't want to play those extra play-in games and then have to go play the Lakers or Utah. You know?
If you look at our schedule moving forward, it looks a little bit more friendly.
Does it get easier?
We do got.
We've had a rough go.
Yeah. I think we got. Well,
Do we get the Cavs again?
no, we got the Trailblazers that are playing well.
When do
I
we
think
get-
that's one of our toughest
When
games.
do we get Detroit? I'm ready to crush those.
We
fools.
don't play Detroit.
They're going to schedule us for a Detroit doubleheader, I think, because we missed that one.
Yeah.
So
When
we'll
we
have
play-
to go back to
When
back.
when we play in Detroit, we'll go back to back.
So
in
we'll
Detroit.
miss our home game with Detroit.
I think so.
That sucks. All right. Well, the Wizards game was frustrating. But can I talk real quick just about I like Jermichael Green. But Jermichael Green also makes some plays that make me he's like a better MPJ because he hustles and plays D and dunks on people.
Mm-hmm.
But his 2 fouls down the stretch against the Wizards really cost us the game. I know you're not supposed to say that 2 fouls cost you the game down the stretch, but especially at the end of the first quarter when we just refuse to stop ball and they get a dunk, as time expires, right? Like little plays like that count over the course of the game. But as distance decreases, your intensity has to increase, right? And so as the game is slowly dwindling away, you have to be super into what's happening on the court. Jermichael Green fouled 2 shooters, gave up 5 points on free throws down the stretch that cost us the game. flying at Bertrand's, which was a fairly weak foul, but nonetheless, you can't fly at his hands, right?
It doesn't happen if MPJ sinks on Robin Lowe.
Right. Yeah. If MPJ just
Why are you trying to sing on
MPJ.
Robin Lopez?
and then you've got an out of control Bradley Beal going to the rim. who
On
was
an
not-
illegal screen that got him open, by the way.
Well, he was not going to make whatever layup he was about to try, and Green jumped into him. I mean, it was obvious to me, and I was just really disappointed with Green. He gave up 5 points on fouls.
Michael Malone said he was vertical. Usually Michael Malone's like, hey, we blew it. He was pretty pissed at that game, man.
Yeah, well, Green was
As
not.
he should be.
Green was not vertical. He was just we were all upset we lost that game. Man.
We missed 3 free throws in that game.
Well, how many did we shoot?
I
Why don't we shoot free throws ever?
Because we don't attack. We settle for outside. We were 15 for 18. They were 27 for 34.
34.
They shot 34. We shot 18. We lost by 2. Had we made all 18, we win. But the thing is that was the game where I was just talking about that we settled for outside shots.
Oh, and
We stopped attacking in the second half.
Yeah, in the third quarter, I actually made that same note, Tim. I was like, luckily we're hitting shots because we are not trying to get to the back.
If you attack in close games and when you're losing and when you're up by a few, you got to be aggressive and you got to continue to attack the basket because that's how you're going to get fouls called on the other team.
And you know what's interesting is the Cavs, who we attack the basket on, have better interior defense, honestly, than the Wizards.
Mhm.
And like what big? I mean, with Thomas Bryant being hurt, what big on the Wizards makes you go, oh man, you better not.
Well,
go away.
Jokic was eating them up, man.
Yeah, Jokic was eating them up, of course, but I mean,
But no one else is.
attacking the rim by our guards, like
Well-
our wings and guards got to attack the rim. Like why aren't you doing that against the Wizards? So
But we just beat the crap out of Cleveland and we had high. That was a different game. We know we own them right now.
I hope we take this Cleveland butt whipping again that we handed out and use it as momentum to say, hey, yes, we're going to play better competition, but we can still attack the rim, and that needs to be our identity to create shots.
All right. Well, I'd like to do timeout with Tim.
How in the hell is an NBA game officiated better with 2 officials than with 3 officials?
Yeah, it was.
Yes,
It's so true.
The Nuggets versus the Lakers was a well-officiated game.
Yeah.
2 officials. 2. Then our next 2 games, we had 3. And what happens? We get screwed. They suck. I think, first off, you know how I feel about NBA officiating.
You love it.
It's horrible.
It's the best.
I mean, for being the best league in the world, you have the crappiest officiating. I honestly think, like I've been saying, go to 4 officials to kind of help them out. Go to 2 because then they're going to have to work harder. They're going to have to pay more attention. They're not slacking off. Like I felt like obviously we won and we beat the Lakers, and that's a positive thing, and we always love beating the Lakers. But that game was fairly officiated. Like it was a fair game with just 2 officials.
You just gave me a great idea. Officiate it like you do the soccer field. They only have 1 official who's going back and forth,
And the
right?
guys on the end.
And then the 2 guys with the flags are just looking for offsides.
Those are linesmen.
Yeah, the linesmen are just looking for
Well,
offsides.
they can let them know when
When a foul's
infraction-
right next to him.
Yeah, when an infraction, they just do.
When it's right next to him, though.
The thing is about the NBA, when you have 3 officials, the 2 officials who actually see the play don't call anything, and then you have the 3rd official who sees the flaw. And then you didn't have that against the Lakers. And
So maybe you have one guy who's just focused solely on the ball. Because off-ball stuff, who cares, right? One guy who's focused solely on the ball, or girl, and that person is your official, right? And they call things, but they can get help from the other 2. So, like, maybe if there was a really terrible screen, someone is like, hey, that's a bad screen. But there's one person watching, like, the main action the whole time, and that's your main referee. And that way, if anything happens, you can ask that person, like, hey, why didn't you call this, right? Instead of, like, going to 3 different refs.
I like that.
Well, and Tim nailed it, like you said. Like there'll be the baseline official and something close to the rim,
Right.
and he lets it go. He's right there. He has the best angle,
Mhm.
and then the guy at the top of the key, almost by half court, is making a call.
That should
How is like it's just like in
It's not your call.
not your jurisdiction.
Right.
Like, come on, man.
It's sad.
I hate that. And then it's just it creates this weird bias, and then certain officials like our favorite what's his name? God, that he hates Jokic so much. Why can't I think of his name?
Brothers, Tony Brothers.
Yeah, Tony Brothers. Just like make those officials like,
Yeah,
oh, I'm the senior official. I got to make this call.
Right.
Pretty clear. I'm like, oh, dude, really?
Yeah, NBA officiating is terrible. But
how about that terrible Washington call where the lady official?
Well,
they didn't even establish.
Well, the thing is,
guys,
two guys officiated a great game. Next game, RJ Hampton's hustling his ass off,
right?
And they're not rewarding hustle; they're rewarding a flop.
Yeah.
And there's 3 officials. The NBA has some stuff to figure out.
It's never going to.
No, but
unless they actually change something.
No, well, the thing is the NBA and the NFL both went all in on offense, which completely changed the game altogether. And they both the NBA and the NFL went so far on offense that it's actually hard to play good defense. And that takes away from the game. And that's sad because the game's supposed to be 2 teams battling their asses off for how many ever minutes it is, whether it's basketball or football. You're supposed to be able to battle.
They did in hockey too.
They did it in hockey too. But when the offense has the advantage, you're really just taking away from the game. And the NFL, in my opinion, the NFL, and Dan Patrick said this, the NFL and the basketball went way too far offensively.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah.
It's true. That's the truth.
Moving on.
No, I
nailed it, man.
also really like defense.
Tim nailed it.
Tim always nails it.
I thought I was a good defender back in the day, and I actually enjoyed.
Great defender.
I enjoyed playing defense.
Me too.
I enjoyed playing such great defense that the offensive guy got mad and started complaining.
Oh, yeah.
When that guy started complaining when I was guarding him, I chuckled because I was like, "Yeah, that's my dude." I mean, exactly. I was like, I loved it. Being that guy on defense, just being gritty and being like, I'll guard him and I'll do what I can to stop him.
Guard who I have to.
And I'm gonna make it hard for him. Will I give up fouls? Yeah, but am I gonna make it hard? Yeah. But at the end of the day, I mean, obviously defense is not glorified as it once was, but when I played back in the day, that's what I loved doing.
All right. Well, now you've got me just thinking. All right. First of all, the only time I was ever totally on a mismatch defensively is when I had to guard Lamar Long from Sierra, who
that's
was
fast.
Oh,
that's a point.
His
guard.
crossover was I couldn't do it.
You on a point guard?
But even God rest his soul, and we're sorry, Vincent Jackson. You know what I mean? But even Vincent Jackson, I was like, I got this. But look, dude, Lamar Long, I could not guard that guy.
But Phil Loadhole?
Phil Loadhole?
We could have done that guy.
But at the beginning of the game, I'd go up to him and I'd look at him. I'd be like, "You guys are gonna be a snake. Just please don't dunk on me."
You're like 7 foot.
I mean, the dude was like 6'10", 300 pounds.
Yeah.
And I'm over here at
Baby
6'1.5", 6'2" at best. 100 and in high school, I was under 200 pounds, and I was just like, dude,
one would front him, one would be behind him, and we would just hope for the best.
I'd look at him like, please don't dunk on me. He goes, okay.
I will say,
and so you just get real close and do baby hooks.
Yeah.
Like, that's very kind.
Nick Fazekas was also a very difficult guard, but that's because he was shooting threes as like a 6'11".
He was amazing.
Yeah.
But we digress.
Yeah.
The note I made at the very end of the Boston game was this was an amazing effort wise. Like I thought we played hard, but we didn't get the W, right? And I thought at that point in time, if we played with the same effort that we did against Boston, against the Wizards, then we would get the W against the Wizards. And as you guys mentioned, the second quarter against the Wizards was abysmal.
Yeah.
But I thought we played hard. We were outmatched against Boston with all the dudes who were out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Jamal didn't have a great start, but he came on and started playing hard. He did have 8 turnovers in that game, which killed us.
Yeah.
So he was a little sloppy with the ball, but he was still playing hard. And that's what you'll always get from Jamal. We forget about this because we rag on him for not contributing enough offensively. But you're always going to get someone who's going to come out and compete every single night, right?
Yeah.
And so there's got to be something said about that. And I'm not sure you can say that about every Nugget every night. But certainly Jokic and Murray, you can say that about them every night. And that's why I feel really good about our team in the future and everything, right? But But Boston game was just a hard-fought game, man. Did you guys have any reactions to that?
It sucks to lose to Boston. Green didn't play well. MPJ didn't play well. As we mentioned earlier, you need that third guy to play well for the Nuggets to be successful. I think that might just be the NBA these days, is you need 3 guys to perform well each time. And we just didn't get that. It was a really frustrating game. And I say we didn't perform well. I mean, there was Facu's second game in a row with 15-plus points. But it really hurts you when MPJ's a no-show. Third quarter, I'm going to bring this up, and we have some insight from our buddy who works for him. But I really want to see some bowl action. We either need to be playing him or we need to put him on the trade line. He's going to be hard to find his way in the league because he's a 7-foot wing, But when things are going so bad for the Nuggets and we're putting in our bench to try to figure things out, I just really wish we'd play Bol at times. And I kind of felt that way in the third quarter of that Boston game. I was like, put Bol in. He's got length. He can be dangerous offensively. But obviously he's done something to lose his playing time within the organization. But I at this point, we either got to trade him or keep him in my eyes. But when we're just struggling, I'm repeating myself and I apologize, but we were just struggling. And I wanted to see us just try something we hadn't tried in a while.
Just to kind of like throw a ring.
Throw something out there.
Our boy Jesse Martin, who's tuning in here, thinks that you got to.
Yeah,
isn't that
Jesse's
awesome?
tuning in. That's awesome.
He thinks you got to institute like yellow cards, like they do in soccer, where like if you
definitely got his ears when you did the soccer.
Yeah, like if you flop and stuff, start yellow carding people, which is fine, right? Tim, to your point on Bol, we do have some inside information. This is breaking here. Breaking news, insider.
You only get at Bros on Nuggs.
This is a Bros on Nuggs exclusive. Bol's in the doghouse. He has poor effort in practice. He does not work hard. He has an attitude problem, and that is why he's not playing.
It was pretty clear. Like I was telling you guys last week when we were watching, when they were when the team was singing "Happy Birthday" to Paul Millsap, and he was the only one being like, didn't look like he wanted to be there.
Yeah. And
a moment that's supposed to be fun, regardless of playing time, that's a team camaraderie moment.
Yeah.
That the coach is trying to engage with. I think everybody probably on that team loves Paul Millsap.
Yeah.
Yeah. That when I saw his attitude, I was like, he is despondent. But again, saying the same thing. Now, in regards to getting back to the Celtics game, nice. Yeah, that was some good photography.
Well, I'm a cameraman.
Yeah.
He went way live.
It was this way. The last couple games is the lack of support and help from Jamal Green and MPJ. Didn't MPJ not score a bucket against the Celtics, right?
MPJ's flat out sucks.
That was terrible, right?
He sucks.
So
which is why
he's supposed to be again with Will Barton out for personal reasons. Those couple games was another opportunity for MPJ to put a stamp on being the guy or our third scorer, and I feel like he whiffed. Again, we've already talked about it, his rebound from the Cavaliers game and playing better last night, but that's a big reason why you lose to a team like the Celtics. With so many injuries, you need those guys to play well, and they didn't.
Nope.
And I don't really blame him because he's a rookie. It would be nice to see Nanji knock down some more threes and play a little bit more consistently like he did against the Lakers. But I mean, come on, he's not getting a lot of minutes. He's a rookie, so I'm not like, oh, it's Nanji's fault. Just like, man, it would have been nice if he would have dropped 14 again.
If he could have hit 2 threes.
2 threes
would have been sweet.
And again, I felt like RJ played well.
He did,
but
dude.
I got really frustrated with some RJ calls, obviously, with the Celtics.
Oh, yeah. I suppose it was a poorly officiated game going back to time number 10. Here you go. Jokic had 43.
Oh yeah, dude.
God.
Campazzo had 15. Jamal had 25. Our next highest scorer after those guys was Hartenstein
Stein.
with 6 points.
Whoo, a hefty 6.
He played hard in that game. I'll give him that.
He did. He
I get
played
your
hard.
point. I
But
get
my
your
point is our offense came from 3 guys.
Yeah.
We didn't
Rough.
like. We've had team wins. We've had games where people are scoring less. Like Jokic has won games scoring 13 points, while other people are picking up the slack. It was you know how the old saying "team win." This was a team loss. I've watched Scott Hastings for a long time. I idolize to be just like him.
He's the best.
Sorry.
That was just
Campazzo had 8 assists.
Yeah.
I should buy a boat.
Tim looked at me when he said it's a team loss with his like old school stash. And I was just like, yeah, yes it was.
It's awesome though.
He's getting a good curl there, man. 30 style boxing.
I went all out today. I got rid of the Fu Manchu part.
Yeah.
I even have my mustache wax in.
Ooh.
I can tell.
Threw a little extra in before Bros on Nuggs, so it looks nice and sharp.
Oh, and you didn't share with me?
Would you like some? It's upstairs. I also brought my comb.
Yeah,
I've got a mustache comb.
why don't you go upstairs and get it?
It's in my backpack. Look.
Hey, he just had surgery. We're not going to get the mustache come on Bros on Nuggs right now.
Okay.
All right, what's next?
They did take my stitches out, which feels great, guys.
Yeah, I'm
Good-
glad
good
you're making
for you,
progress.
buddy.
And you got to actually clean your leg.
Yeah,
That's cool.
That's awesome.
Anyone have a fundamental of
I do.
basketball?
I do.
I'm happy that he has a good fun.
Me too.
Follow your shot.
Okay.
Nobody in the NBA follows your shot. Like Gus, growing up playing basketball in the park, you shoot the ball. What do? You follow your shot, right? And I put this down in the Lakers game because there was a few possessions there where our guy shot and ran down the court, and the ball bounced off the rim and almost landed where he was. So
Yeah,
maybe you don't necessarily follow your shot, but don't just give up right away. But follow your shot. Be a rebounder. That's what I had.
My
Microfundamental?
fundamental stems from the Washington game, and run a guy off the 3-point line who wants to do nothing else but shoot a 3. Like lock and trail. Don't switch, and be able to run a guy off the 3-point line who can do nothing else. And you didn't do that against Bertans, and you lost the game because of it.
Yeah.
I mean, make him even pump fake and drill. He's not an athletic person like Curry.
No.
Yeah, you can't say that against Curry. Like, oh, it's easier. Like, you run him off, he'll shot fake, he'll sidestep you and still nail it because he's that, like, he can shoot off balance. Like, Bertans needs to be coming off the screen, catch and shoot,
All in rhythm. Yep.
rhythm shooter. Make it a little bit harder for him, please. Run him off the 3-point line. Like, close out well, but under control. Because when you don't, obviously, there were 2 fouls that he went and got, 3 free throws, and apparently he's like a 90% free throw shooter. Just run a.
Of course, he's a 90% free throw shooter, dude.
Just run a guy off the 3-point line. Please make him put the ball on the floor. Jesus. Close out. There's your fundamental. Close out.
Well, when you were saying that, that's what I was thinking, was just freaking close out.
Can you imagine Bertans playing with Jokic?
I'm gonna get lights out, man.
How many open threes?
Danger zone. Danger zone.
Right.
Highway to the danger zone.
Microfundamental. All right, guys. Basketball question. In basketball, who's the most dangerous person on the court?
Guy with the ball.
That's right. The guy with the freaking ball is the most dangerous person on the court.
Stop ball.
So stop the ball. Stop the damn ball.
You said that last week? Wasn't that your fundamental last week?
I had
I don't think so.
I had a stop ball.
Oh, you did?
Oh, man.
But I
love our fundamental.
The Wizards game, man, at the end of the first quarter,
ball.
they didn't stop ball, and they
No,
just
they
allowed them to get a dunk at the end of the first quarter. I was just like, are you kidding me?
No.
Just
Stop.
some
Nobody
deja
wants to
vu
step up. Nobody wants to step up.
That was some deja vu. Oh, man. Stop the ball!
Stop the damn ball!
Well, that's because you coached girls basketball with us. So yes, that was all right.
We got a fundamental.
No,
No.
no, not at
Jesse
all.
popped something up.
Jesse's still stuck on refereeing.
I hope he's doing well. Jesse, I hope you're doing well, man.
Yeah,
It's been
dude.
a while. I've seen your pictures of your kid. Very cute.
I seen pictures of your kid.
Thank you.
Social media.
In the internets.
Uh,
Oh man, good times.
yeah, absolutely. I don't know why this just popped in my head, but Sasha Stewart is the she wrote the telescript
Sasha.
for Amend,
Amend.
which is a documentary
I'm gonna
on
watch. I'll watch
14th
it.
Amendment.
the 14th Amendment on Netflix.
I'll go watch it this week. When Mom's in town.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
BMR people do.
Say hi to your
it.
mother for me.
say hello to your mother for me.
Say hi to your mother for me.
On an off note, the other day I'm wearing a Kenyon Martin jersey, and I watched some of his college highlights when he played at Cincinnati.
Oh man, before the knee problems.
Oh, that dude could elevate. I mean, he still could have had a decent vert post the knee problems.
Oh yeah, but he got
But like in Cincinnati, I mean,
Vince Carter stuff.
Dude,
pre lips on the neck, like all tattooed out, like I'm gonna kill you, dude.
Yeah.
Like just a young looking, like you don't want to fight me looking dude.
Yeah.
But that dude
Kenyon
had hops.
You want to see what?
Dude, you have the best post dunk celebrations.
Yeah.
Oh, how are you not fired up
Yeah.
after
I
you?
love when he dunked the ball.
Sorry, that's a different tangent.
Yeah.
Kenyon Martin.
Kenyon Martin love.
Kenyon Martin.
Kmart.
Kmart love. Oh, his Kmart jersey today.
There's
I did.
my son has a kid. There's a kid in his class, his kindergarten class named Kmart.
That's
Like legit.
Oh, Kmart.
Kmart. Legit.
Yeah.
That's his name.
Yeah, it's freaking cool.
Right on.
Oh crap. Oh, if you guys want to see before and after pictures of someone not on roids and then someone on roids, please look at the before and after of Chris Anderson. Like his rookie picture compared to like 4 years in the league, you're like, nah, no.
Will and I went to a Nuggets game, and he threw down one of the sickest dunks. I mean, granted, this was pregame warmups.
Yeah.
But I had never
Cool.
seen anybody throw down a dunk like this in person.
Yeah.
And Chris Anderson did just like this sick ass windmill.
This weird
What was he
windmill,
doing?
like reverse dunk.
Windmill
Like,
Oh, windmill
he, like,
reverse?
yeah, windmilled it and then reversed it. It was crazy.
It was the year.
Like on the opposite side of the
Yeah.
rim.
as he's like he sidestepped as a windmill and then like came around this way.
It was the year-
It was the craziest thing.
I think it was the year that he went to the dunk
they
contest.
played the Rockets that game.
If you guys
I
want
remember
to,
that.
if you guys want to see,
Who would have just Martin said?
oh, we're popping it up. Don't worry. If you guys want, thank you, Jesse. If you guys want to see there's 3 dunk contests in the history of the NBA where Nuggets get screwed. Oh, it's just my phone. Don't worry. Robert Pax. Do you remember Robert Pax dunk contest? He got screwed.
J.R. Smith.
J.R. Smith got screwed. But the Birdman may be the worst screw up. Like, he didn't even make it out of the first round.
No, he couldn't make a dunk. He tried to really tricky
I
stuff.
remember him getting screwed. I'm pretty sure he screwed it up.
Oh, did he screw
Well,
it
the
up?
thing
Yeah.
is he tried like a dunk above his ability.
Yeah.
He was going to win. He went for a lack of term balls to the wall.
Yeah. He did try a free throw line.
I still have my Birdman shirt.
What happened?
I have-
What
I
happened
need to
to
wear
your-
that.
I have a
I need to wear
Birdman
that
shirt.
next episode.
I have his autograph.
Should we all wear the
I turned it
Birdman?
into a cutoff.
Oh, sweet.
Did you
That's
make like
perfect.
feathery look? Can you make it look like feathery?
Oh, what happened to that boy? The best game of the week was the Lakers game.
Oh man.
Can you believe it? Feels like a century ago when we stopped the Lakers win streak, just like
Where's
we did to the
Worm?
Utah Jazz. Oh, they're camping this weekend. They invited me, but
They went camping?
yeah, Horsetooth Reservoir.
We can't.
Hey, Worm! When are you gonna
Worm,
listen to
Miller,
this?
and Kyle.
What?
Yeah, at Horsetooth Reservoir. I'm like, you're gonna freeze your ass off.
Yeah, man. That's
Miller
fine.
even texted me. He was like, dude, hope I don't get hypothermia. So I hope they're okay.
You know what, guys? I know you'll listen to this and you'll be really happy when you do. So I enjoy that you will listen to this. But Worm, you're our constant audience.
Yeah.
So thank you, Jesse, even more so for being here today.
Yeah, dude. All right, that Lakers game was freaking awesome, man.
Oh.
Woo!
LeBron got angry.
Sorry, got me all Ric Flair.
I love when LeBron cries.
Oh man.
Nothing brings me more joy than to see a 6'8" giant ass grown man cry and just complain to the officials with like,
Use the tape.
boogity boo.
Yeah, boogity boogity boo.
What are you?
I don't know what he's saying. That's what it looks like.
I love it. That's hilarious. All right. Go ahead, Dave. Lakers. What'd you love about the Lakers?
Oh my god!
Yeah.
All right, LeBron James, obviously getting his ass kicked is nice,
That's
but
good.
I just like the fact that our rookies played really well. Zeke played well. RJ played well.
It was a team win.
It was a team win.
We had 6 guys in double figures.
6?
6.
Sweet. Who were
Paul
they?
Millsap, Jokic, Murray, Morris, Faku.
Najee.
And I was getting there. I was just saying Faku in a fun way.
Yeah.
And Najee.
Sorry.
Okay.
Najee was what stood out to me in that game.
Well, Najee had 16. Capazzo had 15. Morris 10. Millsap 10. And then our boys Jamal and Jokic both coming in with 20, 23 and 25. I mean, that's a team win right there.
Team win.
It was like early on, it reminded me of like a heavyweight bout because we were just going back and forth.
Oh, that was my note. It was
It was
like,
a
dude,
heavyweight bout.
that first quarter was fun.
It was
Because
fun quarter.
they were fighting
It was
each other.
physical.
Yep.
It was what you want to see in basketball.
Yep. Exactly.
It's the way it was played when we were kids and you watched the NBA. It was
2 refs.
physical.
2
They were
refs.
letting them play. It was just beautiful basketball.
Agreed.
It reminded me of a heavyweight bout, just back and forth, back and forth.
I agree with you, Tim. I loved that first quarter. Just if you're a basketball fan, go back and watch the first quarter of the Lakers Nuggets and just watch refs stay out of the game and dudes playing ball.
They play ball.
It's so fun.
The refs called the legit fouls. They stayed away from the flops, which is just in today's NBA, it's a beautiful thing. But that's also why you saw baby Bron cry. He wasn't getting his floppies in.
Wasn't getting his floppy.
Well, I don't know what that means, but
It's a baby term.
His floppy.
He's a flopper. He's a flopper. He wasn't getting his flops.
oh, like flopsies, flopsers.
Flopsies. You guys killed me. Oh man.
He even went to the officials complaining several times. But they flopped.
LeBron does not sound like Jokic.
That's my voice for every NBA player who flops. It goes back to Ginobili.
It goes back to Ginobili. Yeah.
Who's not Italian, but that's just my flopping voice.
Well, he's Argentinian. It's
Yes,
like
he
being,
is.
it's like being Italian.
Just like Faku.
It's like being Italian.
Oh man.
I think Jesse's Italian, isn't he?
I don't know. That's what it looks like.
Can I say? I just want to say, with the first time we played the Lakers, Jokic had a slow start and a bad game. It was really good to see Jokic come out hot and assert himself early in that game.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big reason why we won that game, and I was really happy to see again a dominant Jokic because I felt like he can do that against the Lakers, whether it's Anthony Davis guarding him or Montrezl Harrell or whoever they have, because they don't have Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee anymore. And I was really happy to see Jokic dominate early in that game and start us off on the right foot.
You know who else played well in that first quarter, and we forget? Murray. He had like 8 points.
They played well.
Yeah.
Those two guys, that was Murray played decent the game before the Lakers. Who did we play? I don't remember, but that was his
2
beginning.
weeks ago.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Oh,
Corey.
sweet Corey. Get him down here.
Get him down here. We want to ask him about the Arenado trade.
Yeah, we sure do.
Corey!
Yo, just to catch you guys up in case you joined us late, Will Davis is celebrating his birthday today with us. On Monday, he turns, 35?
Yep.
Oh my God, he's so old.
Bitch. I have some notes that I wanted to bring in.
Absolutely.
Oh man, my thumb's stuck.
We're going to be joined momentarily by our friend Corey Madison. So hang in there.
Here's the thing. The Lakers game, we were playing basketball. We were crashing the boards. We were stopping ball in the first quarter. We were stopping the ball in the first quarter.
I think Jesse's a Lakers fan. Hold on. And it was the game AD went out, yes.
Well, that's okay. And that's great for everybody because AD's a bitch.
Wow.
I'm just talking shit to you, Jesse. I'm sorry. He rocks the 2-sock Nike game that I did in middle school. Check it out.
And he has a unibrow.
And he does. I don't have that.
I do.
No, yeah, it's coming in.
It's always been
It's coming in. It's coming in. Najee played well. Our rookies were balling out. We were shooting too many threes.
Yeah. My reaction.
Tell me how you really feel.
My reaction to that game in the fourth quarter was, Conchar really does bother me.
Oh,
I was
furious.
Like,
Conchar came in and he was just, oh my God. Jesse, how are you a Lakers fan? You grew up in Arizona. I guess you grew up in Arizona.
Yeah. They're like, Arizona's like an extended.
Why couldn't you have been a Phoenix fan?
No, because Arizona's like, it's LA. It's all the people who moved away from LA because LA was too expensive.
That's my old shirt.
All right.
Hey, Corey, come have a seat. Come have a seat. You're joining us on our podcast.
Join us on Bros on Nuggs.
Bros on Nuggs. I get
Cheers.
you don't watch. You don't watch the NBA, but can we get your thoughts on the Arenado trade?
Oof.
Let your true feelings out, Corey. Anything you want that's in your soul about that trade, let it out there.
This is a Vince session.
This is a Vince session. Let it happen, dude.
That was a bad choice. Probably the best third baseman in baseball, in my opinion.
Yeah, probably he is.
Yes.
Hands down.
Yeah. And who's going to replace him? That's the question.
But hey, Dave, I'll give you my truck plus $1,000.
Oh, really?
Yes.
What do I have to give you? A
Nothing.
six pack of Natty Light?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's make that
Let's
trade.
do it.
But you give away a Ferrari and you've got a lot of money to spend on other cars. So.
Yeah, we ain't gonna bring money. We're not gonna spend money on
cars.
shit.
We're not
We're
buying any
spending money
cars.
on shit. Corey.
Everything's going electric, Corey. Even Harleys, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
Electric Harley.
Yeah.
Corey, you're gonna have
You're
one.
gonna have one because you'll have to. Yeah, dude. So
This is Corey Stephen Madison.
Yeah.
I've known this guy since
buddy.
preschool. Mother Goose.
Mother Goose preschool, man. That's where you met Will as well.
That is where I met Will as well. Mother Goose.
Mother Goose.
We all talked about at one point. I'm glad we never did. But we all talked about getting geese tattoos.
Yes. Never did it, though.
We never did because we could never quite figure out the right way to capture Mother Goose.
And it's hard to go into a tattoo place. I want a goose on my shoulder.
I want 3 geese.
3. Can you put a flock of geese on my shoulder?
I want 3 geese to represent my friends I met with Mother Goose.
Plenty of room, guys. Plenty of room. We're almost done. We'll wrap things up. Here.
Oh, you're good.
No, come sit down, dude.
Come sit
Come here. You want to sit in our lap?
Come squat.
I was just gonna stand upstairs and eat some chips.
Nope.
No chips.
No chips. Nope. There we go. Look at that. See, perfect. All right. Well, we're wrapping things up here on
Cool.
Bros on Nuggs. But did you have any thoughts about that Lakers game? Because it was freaking awesome.
Yeah, like I said, I was really happy with Jokic dominating and Zeke Nanji knocking down some huge threes and playing great defense on LeBron James.
Mm-hmm.
It made me super happy. I mean, to ask a rookie to defend LeBron James, let alone do it well, got me super excited about the future for the Nuggets with Zeke Nanji playing so well.
Oh yeah, if he's a 3-and-D guy and he defends a 4 and a 3,
Yes, Timmy.
Faku's pass. Right past Kuzma's ear.
yeah.
While looking the other direction for a 3-pointer.
Pretty sweet.
I mean, come on. Come on. That shit was freaking up. Put him in the skills challenge.
Hey,
Yeah.
Skills challenge.
that would be
this competition. There you go.
Faku in the skills, RJ in the dunk,
Yeah.
and Jokic in the
Jokic.
3-point.
Jokic is just going to dominate.
3-point.
Yeah.
I love it.
It'd be so
Hopefully,
fun.
since he's a starter, LeBron as a captain will actually play him.
Um,
LeBron in the last 2 years has not played Jokic very well has not played him very much in the All-Star games.
Oh, that's right. It's frustrating, but it's okay.
He's a starter now.
Starting them.
He's a starter now.
He's a starter
You
now.
can say no.
Gonna dominate Embiid.
You're sitting on the bench. No.
No. Started from the bottom. Now
But
Try
did you
again, buddy.
get- on a different
Try
note,
again, buddy.
on a different note, did you guys hear what he had to say about representing the Nuggets?
No. What was it?
They interviewed him, and he goes, "It's a beautiful opportunity for me to represent this organization."
Yeah, the
Not
people
just-
behind the scenes.
He's like, not just my teammates and my coaches, but the people behind the scenes,
Mhm.
whose names I know but you don't know.
Yeah.
Cody
Cody White.
Wise. But Jokic, very humble. Serbian, growing up in Serbia, just chopping wood to stay alive.
Okay, hold on. Jesse Martin has a Najee jersey from U of A.
Oh,
Well,
that's awesome.
He went to U of A.
I know he went to
Yeah, he
Nice.
loves himself some Najee.
Yeah,
He knows.
Yes.
Now you got to get the Nuggets. Get the Nuggets version.
There was one last thing I want to talk about with the Lakers. I don't know if you guys caught it. It was in the fourth quarter. We had dominated the game at that point in time. The game was over, and Harrell did a step. Hartenstein had like fallen on trying to take a charge or something, and Harrell stepped over him after the charge was called. And Harrell just like did a little step over and looked back at him. I was like, "You're an asshole, dude! Like we just dominated you, and that's what you're gonna pull? Like you're gonna step over Hartenstein, the only dude who's just the guy who's trying to like step up for his teammates all the time. That's what you get."
I didn't know that's who that was.
I did not realize that.
Hartenstein.
I'm glad you picked that up. I'm glad you picked that up. That's awesome.
Okay.
He's been playing decently lately as well. You know, we really he was our backup center to begin the season, and then he kind of fell away for a little bit. But that dude makes the most of his time. He's gonna ball when you let him play.
Plays with effort. Never have to worry about
Hustler.
Hartenstein effort.
He's a hustler.
Hartenstein hustle.
I'm a hustler,
He
baby.
wants to buy it.
Yeah, no, he's spell checking himself.
Is he?
Yeah, that's what the star means when you do it. Like,
Oh.
yeah.
That's what the star means.
Well, you spelled it correctly.
Well, now you know.
Hey,
Jesse.
no, he said but, and then he
Oh.
meant by.
Oh,
See,
I can't see
Gold
that.
sits.
all right.
Hey, 75th anniversary this summer, Jesse. We're having something over Labor Day weekend.
Yep, got to join us, man.
BMR, come on up.
BMR.
Love for you
Socially
to
distance, hang out with you. Socially, physically distance, hang out with you.
love for you to play the guitar for everyone.
Yeah. Bring up
He's
your lady.
Jesse, the mountain man.
Yeah. Bring up your lady and your
Love that.
baby.
Love
Bring up
that
your
one.
baby. It's not even a baby. Bring up your small child and your lady.
The lady and the small child.
The lady.
That's how it works.
And the lady.
That's how it works.
And the
You
lady.
have a small child without a lady.
Oh man, Well, you
Birds and the
can't.
bees.
All
man.
right.
What we could describe.
That's
Man.
good.
I don't know.
We want to thank everyone once again for joining us on the 11th episode of Bros on Nuggs.
Oh, what do you know? I'm wearing the Monte Morris 11 jersey.
I know, dude.
There we
Perfect.
go. Perfect.
Corey, do you have any words of wisdom just to share with us?
Oh, it doesn't have to be about sports.
It doesn't have to be about
Yeah.
sports, just words of wisdom.
Not yet. One more of these, maybe.
Well, we're not going to be on TV long enough.
No.
Sorry.
I'm just happy
What
he's
has
here.
somebody taught you over the years that you want to share with America? All of America watches us.
Why do you
America.
Why do you love riding motorcycles so much?
Wind
Is it
in
the
the hair,
vibration?
Yeah.
vibration. But yeah,
Kind
make a loud noise.
The loud noise?
Yes. And
Loud
of
noise
likes the
is-
vibration.
And I look really cool.
You do look cool.
Is it not the sense of freedom?
Yeah, a little bit of that too.
I mean, do you not
Why
feel
do
it?
Motorcyclists feel the
Easy
need of a
rider.
red light when you have your windows down or I'm in my topless Jeep? Just go.
Because it sounds cool.
No, it does not sound cool when you're sitting next to it in your Jeep with your top down.
It sounds loud.
It sounds annoying. Like maybe I should just act like I don't know how to drive a manual for a second and knock this guy off his bike.
Well, you should do the same with whatever you're
All
doing.
right. Before we go,
But we digress.
Electric cars don't sound very
no,
loud.
neither does an electric Harley.
Oh, no.
What do? You hit a button that goes like? Hey, Corey, you've been to Sturgis many times.
Yes.
Please give us one like just crazy Sturgis story.
Okay.
Yes,
so,
thank you. All
Nipple
right.
tassels.
So yeah,
Nipple tassels.
sitting there to go get a beer, and left my mom sitting by herself for a minute,
How dare you?
and I come back, and there's
Sweet
three
tea.
ladies sitting around her, all with their tops off,
Next to your mother?
next to my mom.
Cool.
Sweet
And,
little,
like-
sweet
And
little
so, not really sure what to do at that point.
Yeah.
Did you strike
Do
up
I-
conversation?
Yeah. How do you
Do I
end
talk
that
to
up?
do I talk to the women with the big boobs, or do I get my
Yes.
mom?
Do I get my mother out of
Right,
here?
right, right. That hard choice.
Mom, you're over
I went for
Yeah.
the mom. So
Mom, you're overdressed.
Yes.
So you got
no.
Yeah, you said yes.
No.
You said yes, you chicken fucker.
Mom,
No. Put mom's coat on and walk around. Yeah.
Mom, let's go.
Oh my god.
Found my dad and then went back to the girls.
Yeah, there you go.
Berries.
That's gonna be awkward as all hell.
Had to take care of my mom first. So.
good job, man.
Only at Sturgis.
Any other crazy? Like I've heard, like they put like people, like they'll like biker gangs will take a person and chain them up and then like drive apart. And, like
Jesus.
No, I think that's
that's Angels.
or Mad Max.
I had a friend. But I had a.
say it. I've heard that story.
My buddy.
Didn't happen.
Well, you
That's
never
for
been
me.
to Sturgis.
Never been to Sturgis nor a motorcycle rally.
Yeah.
A good buddy of mine from college, his mom was dating a motorcycle guy who used to be a Hell's Angel. And the one time I hung out with him, Ryan and I were hanging out with him, drinking some beers, having a good time. And he started to tell us some stories about his days in a biker gang. And this man proceeded to talk about chaining the guy up in 4 different bikes and driving in
that's
different
where I heard.
directions.
Oh man.
Yes, sweetest mother out there dating a Hell's Angel. Thank Lord they're no longer together. Our buddy from college is also thankful for that as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That was an intense. That was the moment when I'm sitting there hanging out with this dude where I looked at Brian and I was like, I can take him. He's old. I was like, we can take him. I was like, we got this.
The 3 of us can do this.
Just the 2 of us. I was like, I'll take him down. You're skinny, buddy, but just come in with some big rocks. Yeah. It was a scary moment.
So
It was a joyful moment turned into a very what do I do here?
Yeah.
is Sturgis like the Mardi Gras of North Dakota?
Yeah, you could say that. Yeah.
Well, that sounds interesting.
There's not much to do in Sturgis other than during Sturgis. So, right.
Well, Corey, thank you for joining us
Yeah.
here on Bros on Nuggs. Tim, glad you're healing up. Will, happy birthday.
Yeah, let's celebrate.
And we're going to head off, you folks. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Go Nuggets.
Go.
Peace and
yeah.
music. Go Nuggets.
Go Nuggets.
Nailed it.
Heck yeah. All right. Peace out.
All right.